My name is Sovedut. I was 11 years old when my whole life changed. I lived in a small village in southern Sudan with my family, my parents, my brothers and sisters. We worked hard, but we were happy. I went to school, helped with the cows, and played with my friends. But outside our village, a war was going on. The government wanted to force boys, even boys like me, to become soldiers. I didn't understand everything, but I knew it was dangerous. And then one day, when I was sitting in class, the gunshots began. I ran into the bush, I didn't know it yet. But that was the start of my long walk. I walked with strangers. We walked for days with no food. I was so hungry I could barely stand. Then we found a beehive. The men took all the honey, but I still licked the wax, just for the taste. Then I heard a familiar voice. It was my uncle. I hadn't seen him in years. He gave me food and protection. He helped me keep going. Finding my uncle gave me hope. That's when I met Ramirez. He was around my age, and we became friends. We laughed, talked, and helped each other. But the walk was still full of danger. One night, while we were sleeping, lions came. In the morning, Ramirez was gone. I couldn't believe it. The lions had taken him. I cried. I was scared I would be next. But Uncle comforted me. He said I had to be strong. That Ramirez would want me to keep going. One day, I thought I saw my mother in the crowd. I ran toward her. But it wasn't her. I missed my family every day. But I had to keep walking. Soon, we reached the Nile River. The men picked all reeds and tied them together to make small boats. We walked all day, and then we floated across the water. We stopped to rest on an island in the middle of the Nile. It was full of mosquitoes. They beat us all night. My arms and face were covered in welts. But Uncle went and talked to the fishermen. They gave us some food. I was so thankful. At night, the fishermen disappeared into their tents to escape the bugs. But we had nothing. The next morning, Uncle told us we had to prepare for the hardest part of the journey, the Akobo Desert. The Akobo Desert was hot and empty. The sun burned our skin. We walked past bodies, people who didn't make it. Then, men with guns came. They tied my uncle to a tree. And they shot him. He was gone. Just like that. I was alone again. After many months, I reached a refugee camp in Ethiopia. I lived there for 6 years. I went to school. I learned, studied, waited. I dreamed of going home. But then, the camp was shutting down. Soldiers forced us out. So many people died during the journey out. One boy even clung to me. But he didn't survive. Somehow, I made it. I was one of the lucky ones. I became the leader of the group. I helped guide the boys all the way to Kenya. There was a chance. A program called the Lost Boys of Sudan. Only young boys could go. I was already older than most of them. But I tried anyway. I did every interview, every test, every question. After many trials, I was chosen. I was going to America, to a city called Rochester, New York. Everything was different. I had never seen snow. People spoke fast, and everything moved quickly. When I opened the closet and saw all the clothes, I didn't understand why I needed so many. But I was warm. I was safe. I had a new family who cared for me. And I never forgot my home. After I learned English, I studied hard. I eventually got my own apartment and started doing research. I knew I had to help. I began fundraising so I could return to South Sudan. During that time, I also found out my father was alive, but very sick from drinking dirty water. I traveled to see him. We cried and hugged. After all those years, I had found him. I then realized I wanted to help my people. I started an organization called Water for South Sudan. We drill wells in villages like the one I lived in. Clean water means girls don't have to work all day. They can go to school. They can have a future. This is my story. A story of working, of waiting, of never giving up. And now, it's a story of hope.